Okay, so welcome to this week edition with Stocks with Emmanuel. To this week, I thought I would review the technology sector. Technology sector is a very important sector in the market, and I wanted to discuss three stocks that might be relevant this week in that space. The three stocks are Toast, um, Gen, and PLTR. We will review those three stocks to see what they did last week and what perhaps might happen to them this week. Starts with Toast. Toast Incorporated is on my screen right now. As you can see, um, last week they had an earnings with good revenue, 3% above analyst expectation, but earnings was not good. Yeah. Before that, they had very good earnings and revenue, as you can see, going back 4 quarters. But this quarter was not very good on both fronts. However, you could see, like we always say, price is king. Let's see what happens to the price. Price gapped up big time post earning. On that day, gaining 13% straight up, and then it tanked a bit. There was no follow through, and we will see what happens. So for me, another thing I look at again is the volume. The volume on the day of the earning announcement was very high, and if you look again, you see that the down days have been below average, but the up day represented by the green bar has been way above average. That's interesting. It shows the big guys are piling into these stocks, and so it bounced straight up. Another thing I wanted to note is that here is my moving average of importance, and then the price bounced just above this average. The big guys, in my view, the way I interpreted, did not allow this stock to drop below this important moving average. Okay, so what does that mean? For me, it's very important. The area of resistance is very clear. It could be the previous high that was attained at on 14th February, or it could also take this this level, another high that the stock got to at Monday, 17th July. It's easy. I think probably that will be it to see, can the stock will it fall below this or push back, push up from here. But for me, if I was to make an entry, I will make it at around 27.43 or 28, just to confirm that buyers are still interested in this stock. I think I like to keep it simple, but this looks like an interesting stock to watch. Another thing you see is that the stock price is linear, except for this period. But generally, nice stock to see. Okay, let's see what else is trending in the tech space. General Digital, again, as you can see, the last trading day, it gapped up 15% based on earning. Fairly good results, beats analyst expectation just slightly on revenue and on earnings, but the previous two results were not so good. Yeah, but what happens is very simple. This week, in my view, you can see that the stock gapped to the point where there was a previous high, which is now serving as a resistance, the area around 23.46. So you can see on 10 November 2022, 30 November, again, another attempt to go beyond that, 2nd February. So we will, 2023. So we will see whether it can actually go beyond that this time around. Interesting to watch. But again, it's important to note that these stocks, this company do give dividends. You can see we will cover what happens to companies that pay dividend, but there are people who think that is important, and so you might want to put that into your consideration. What do we see in terms of volume? Because for me, volume and price is the king. It helps me interpret anything concerning news or whatever happens to the stock can be reflected in volume and price. So let's look at volume. Above average volume on the day where it gapped up. People were definitely excited. Plus 259% rise in volume. That's really impressive. The down days, down day volumes not so big, so it's very important. And then the up day volume is very big. But again, let's see if this can go beyond the previous high, and then we will say, okay, if it can pass through this, we will see if it can get past 24, 27. That's the way I like to do it. Very simple way to look at stocks, and these levels allows me to manage risk. The last thing I wanted to look at, it's darling, very popular stocks in the investment community, Palantir Technologies with ticker symbol PLTR. You can see decent quarterly earnings, but they were not rewarded for that. Yeah, it gapped up and then on that day, but then it came back and then found support in the previous in this area around $20.6. So again, this will be my absolute stop loss area, because if it goes below this, it goes to no man land. The next level might be here. So this is really an interesting point for me for this stock. But good report. Again, before then, a decent quarter, and even before then, decent quarter. So interesting. But again, look at the volume, low volume on the down days, and then these big volumes on the up day. Very impressive. So very simple way to manage risk. Key for me also to note is that the stock is below the 48-day exponential moving average. Yeah, it would have been, compared to Toast, it would have been nice if this was held at 25 degrees. But the general, but so it looks good. Yeah. Okay, that's the stocks I wanted to look at with you today. I hope you can, take a few learnings from here. What's important? Price and volume can tell you all you need to know about stocks. Keep it simple, and I wish you a very successful